Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what were we discussing? We're discussing, I think, two character. Okay, so we'll discuss about next function. So I believe everyone understood about how to use two character. One, two, three, four, five. Let's say you would like to use this. To select star from emp. So if you would like to use this function, like you would like to add dollar in front of this, then you can use this function to change the value. Select to-char salary is the input string, then $9, comma, so the salary structure has been changed with dollar. So while fetching reports, you can use that. Right. Cool. So next function is toNumber. Right. If the input string might be a character, but if you would like to change from character to number, then there is a function toNumber. In toCharacter, we were changing from number to character. Right now, it's reverse, character to number. toNumber. Right. So character to number. So it will be in a single quote. 1, 2, 3, 4. From dual. So it's coming in a number format. Right. Select toNumber. It's very straightforward. toNumber. So it should be the output from dual 999. This value has been changed into numbers. Right. That's if you would like to add something in this. +1 from dual. So the output of this is this and then +1. So it became 10,000. Right. Okay. So it's done. It's not that. There's nothing much in toNumbers. Let me use a toChar function with dates function. Date So select Sysdate from tool, select toChar. Sysdate is an input function, input string. Then I'll use this as a dt, mon, month, and rr from tool. So you can fetch Sysdate in your format, right? So by default, this is the format, but we can also change it as per our requirement. How? Just see. To select toChar, Sysdate, dt, mm, rr. Previously it was mon, month. Now I'm using mm. The output will be different. Now it's coming as June 06. So if you don't want to use month name, if you want to use digits, then you can use through this. Let's select start from emp. So I would like to change this hire date in my output. So I'll use the actual table now. Select toChar, hire date, comma, ddmmrr from tool. From emp, the actual table. So now you can see we are getting a different format of hire date. So we can simply use that. With emp number, with other columns, e-name, cell, commission. Right, so this way we can change it. Let's give a different name to this column. So we'll get some meaningful name for the column. Right, so let's say select Sysdate from dual. I would like to find out minutes and seconds. I can do that using toChar function. So see that time is keep on changing. Now Sysdate with actual date and So we are getting time and actual date also. Now you can use the same function with actual table amp to care. So whoever entered this entry in amp table, this was the date. That's why we are getting same time for everyone. Right? Any questions? If you would like to find out same thing for tomorrow, +1. So 10 June, same time, same day. So we can add. Let's say you're trying to find out reports for tomorrow, right? So we can use that tomorrow or maybe for 1 month, something like that. So we can add numbers and we can get the values.
Hello. Gaurav, what is the difference between DDMMRR and DDMMYY?
RR is for because there is a BC and AD in the timing when we deal with previous time. So with RR there is no confusion with Oracle. With YY it's I think till 1900. That's why we always prefer to use RR. So as for yesterday, -1. Now let's say I would like to add few hours in Sysdate. So I can add, let's say I would like to add 2 hours. So 2 divide by 24. Right? So after 2 hours, we will still on the same date. So we are getting 9 June. So let's say after 4 hours, we'll move to 10th June. Yeah. So just change it to like this, plus 4 hours. Why we are dividing by 24? Because we have 24 hours in a day. So that's why we're dividing by 24. So the timing is 12:02 after 4 hours. Right? Understood, guys? Select to care other functions also. A lot of functions. Sysdate. comma, day and month from dual. So from Sysdate we can find out what is the day and month. So Friday, June, right? So Friday and June. Now let's say we would like to find out. So let's start from temp. We would like to find out what was the day when these people got hired. Select to char hire date day from M. So they got hired on Friday, Sunday. So depending upon we can use this like put the hire date also, comma e name from M. So on 20th Feb 1981, it was Friday. Right. Select star from M. Let's say we'd like to find out who got hired on Mondays or Fridays. So we can use this function. So otherwise you can't find out, right? Because there is nothing in hire date which can tell us that they got hired on Monday or Sunday or Saturday or something like that. We have to use some functions where we can find out. Select star from M where to char hire date day is equal to Monday, let's say. Still we have someone on Monday, but we are not getting it in the output. Why? Because there is a maximum character. So we have 6 characters here and we have 7 characters here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 characters. So now what happens is, when we put this type of condition, we have to use the maximum character to find out the results. So let's say I'll use this. I think there are two rows missing. It was 14 rows in M table. And the highest day was Wednesday, I believe, if I remember. So for Wednesday, how many characters? Wednesday, 9 characters. If I use this, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I use one space, so I still remember there is an entry for Wednesday also, but I think Oja has removed that query, removed that row. That's why I see after I put some space, it became 9. The maximum character was for Wednesday, 9 characters. So we got this output. Right. Similarly for this, we have 6. So 7, 8, 9. We got this output. It's a little bit tricky, but yeah. That's how it works. Got it? Now 2 character and 2 numbers are over. Now we'll discuss the third function. It is to date. Select to date. So this function will be used for dates. So let's say we have to date, Sysdate plus 1. So like this. Now we have something like this. 24/4/1984 and DD YY. Right, so we changed this numbers in a date format. Right. We get the same output. Right. If you want to use this, let's start from emp. You want to use this function with the actual table, which is emp. So let's start from emp. So where higher date is less than to date. So we are using actual function with the condition. DDMMRR. So it will search because the output of this would be 03 December 81. So we'll try to find out all employees which has higher date less than this, right? So this output will give us 3 December 81, and then we are using this higher date, so higher date is less than that date. So we'll get the output based on our condition, which we just put. So that's how we use these functions: to character, to number, and to date. Okay, so we'll discuss the next function now. I believe no problem with these functions, and you guys have to practice for these functions to have hands-on. Just a little bit practice and you guys will be fine. Okay, so next function is null if, right? So null if works in a way where it will display the value. Okay, we'll see with examples. So 10, comma, let's say 10 from 2. So if value matches, then there will be a output which is null. And if value does not match, then we'll get the first value. Now in this case, 10 is equal to 10, right? So the value is matching. So we got the output null. Let's say we have something like this. So 10 is not equal to 9. So we are getting first value, which is 10 in the output. Right? So that's the thing. Oh, this is how it works. Just null, comma null. Let's try this. So we cannot compare null values. It says inconsistent data types, expected characters. So we should compare with the characters. Right, so select null if. Let's try something else. So it's matching. So null. Not matching, we are getting the first output. So let's say select star from, and we would like to use this null if with actual table. Now we have commission column where we have blank values. Now I would like to replace this blank value with some values. How can I do that? So select null if. Let's say I would like to give commission 500. Input string. From amp. We'll see if it works or not. It's not comparing with this. Select null if Okay. Commission should be the input string, comma, let's say 1000, 300, 200, comma m. So what will happen? It will compare these values with this. Why it's not matching? Oh, null if is a different function. Okay, and null is only for these values. That's a different function. Sorry. That is NVL. I was comparing with null if. Okay, we'll deal with NVL after that. So the next function is coleas, COALESCE. This function works in a way where it compares each value. So let's say we have something like this. Right? So it will pick up the first value if it's not null. Enter. So it will start picking up from here, from left. So on the first value we didn't get null value. So it picked up and printed 10. Let's just select null, comma 20, comma null, comma 30. So it will start picking up from here. It got null, it will not pick up. The next value is 20, so it will pick up 20 and print it out. So it will keep checking all the values, and after it gets some value, it will print. That's the function. I never use this function in my actual environment. So no practical example as such. But yes, if you have something where you have null values in your functions, then you can replace them with this function. But still we have this function in Oracle, so I'm just telling you guys how to use it. So you guys should know this function exits. If in case you have to use it, you can use it. So it will start searching with values, and it will, when it find out some meaningful value, it will print that value. So that's the function. You can also get this definition if you want to read more about it. See, this function returns the first non-null expression in the list. If all expressions evaluate to null, then this function will return null. Right? This is what we discussed, and it applies to all versions of Oracle. So we have this type of entries, right? So they have given example also. That's the function. Right. The next function is NVL. That changes the null values to some meaningful values. So let's say we have NVL. I would like to change null values to by 20. Right. This is a very meaningful function. This is what I was trying to use with M table. So let's start from M. So we have these null values. I would like to change this with some meaningful value. So let's say I would try to put something like this, NVL. So commission. So let's say I would like to give 10% or 20% commission to all who doesn't have any commission from AMP. So wherever we have value, it will get printed. But where we have null value, because NVL is only for those columns or those values where we have null. So only null values will be replaced by this value. Otherwise, it will print the actual value. That's the beauty. So 0 is not a null value. 0 is 0. That's why we haven't got this value replaced by 20. 0 is 0. Right? We can use these two functions NVL and callias together. So we discuss this, right? Okay. Use this function with null from dual. So what will be the output? Null, because we haven't given any actual value. So it will find out null, 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 no actual value, so output will be null. So when the output is null, we can replace with some values using NVL. So now I'll use NVL with this function. That's NVL bracket this. Let's say change the output with some meaningful value 20 from dual. What will happen? The output of this would be null. Then the null value will be replaced by 20. So we are getting this value. So wherever we see in your query that we are getting null value in the results, you'll see this scenario will come up, because when we deal with actual environment, there are a lot of things which you'll not think now. But when you work in actual environment, then automatically you'll see a lot of things are coming up. So on those cases, you have to use this type of function. Null values, developers deal with the null values. Sometimes they're trying to execute some query and they keep on getting null values. So, and they don't want to display null values. So in those scenarios, they'll use this function so that they can actually replace that null value with some meaningful value. So NVL plays a very important role there. Because you don't want to just display null values in the output. Right. So let's say what's with numbers. So I was just trying it. So guys, any questions? Or I'm just speaking and you guys are listening? Susie, Mary. Frampong, Kwesi. Anybody is listening to me?
Yeah, I got a concept. Yeah.
Yes, we're here. We're listening.
Okay.
Thank you.
Susie, you got it?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
You got it right?
Yes.
Okay. Mary, I can't hear you. Can you speak something for me? John, can you hear me? John, are you there? I think he's just online. Anyways, okay. So the next function is case, that when we would like to deal with situation where if this value is this, then we'll print that value, something like that, right? So let's say we have this. So I'll print functions using case. So select job using case, where we have conditions. If this value is this, then print this, and if with this value is that, print that, something like that. So in those scenarios we have this. So where case job, when job is equal to clerk, then print C. When salesman, you don't have to put job again. So when case job when is equal, it's equal to clerk, then C. When salesman, then print S. When manager, then print M. Else, if it doesn't match, print not available. After that, end this function, end as print that will be a column name from M table. Oh. Define editor is equal to pi pv save it, execute with /. So you see where it was salesman, it was coming as S, manager M, clerk C, president, we haven't put this condition president, so not available, analyst not available. That's how we can use this function. Right. What? So you can print that way. Or if you want to give some meaningful name instead of S, then you can change. Like salesman, manager, clerk. So you can change your print value. Now we can also change values, like we can multiply with something, or we can make more. You can put more conditions. So let us select job. Then let's say 20. And salary into 10. Into 5. Oh, sorry, because we have been dealing with numbers, right? So, and here I put characters, so that's the problem. So, else salary into 2. Save WQ. So we got this. So wherever it was salesman, it was multiplied by 20, sorry, 10. Where it was color, multiplied by 20, like that. So that's how we can use function, case function. Let me fix this error first of all. Now we'll not get this error. Okay. These two are operating system commands which I used. These are not SQL commands. So don't bother much about it as of now. So when we want to execute Linux commands from SQL, we have to use host. And these commands are for Linux. First of all, I tried to list this entry. It was there. Then I removed this entry. But I'm executing Linux commands from SQL prompt, so I use host. Okay. There's one more function which is sum, right?
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
In case condition, we use minimum three. We use minimum three condition or more than three.
We can use more also.
Or minimum three.
No, it's not like that. You can use 2 also.
Okay. As per our requirement.
Yeah. Okay. So select sum. Sum is the function. So it will add the values. So let's say you would like to find out how much salary is being given, and you can use sum function, right? Select sum, comma salary, salary, and sum commission from M. So this much salary is being given, this much commission is being given. Right. Any question, guys? So far? Though this function is quite straightforward, it's just you guys have to use it twice and thrice, and then you will understand. Not much of a big deal with these functions. You just guys have to remember that we have case function, we have NVL, we have null if. Let's make a list of it. If you guys can't make it, I have given you guys one structure of the course. If you guys have opened it so far, so I have mentioned every function there in PDF format on the group chat. If you guys opened it till now, long time back I shared. Someone asked about course structure of SQL, admin part, admin 2. Then I shared that one. So there I have mentioned almost all the functions which I have been telling so far. Right? Okay. Select star from M. If you would like to find out the count of rows, as of now we only have 12 rows, so it's quite feasible. Or let's say we have millions of rows. Then if you will execute select star from table name, it will keep on coming up on the screen. And it might take 10, 15 or maybe half an hour to display the actual rows at the end. But you don't want to do that. You just want to find out how many rows are there. So for that you can use count function, count star from emp. So 12 rows, something like that, you'll get it. This function will be used there. So select count star, count commission, let's say, and count job from emp So we only have 4 values here for commission. So we got 4. We have 12 rows for job. Oh, sorry. So job. So we got this 12. Star is for all values. So that's how we can find out. Right? I think we are good for today. If you guys have any question, please tell me, or else I'll wrap up.
Thank you.
Cool, no questions? So I'll send you the output. Susie, you have anything?
No, I'm good. I need to go over it, but I'm good.
Okay, and I believe no one has any problem with the connectivity. Everyone can connect through PuTTY and all. I have fixed almost everyone's system by now. So no one has any problem. If anyone has, please ping me. So we'll meet up next week. Till then, guys, go through the videos, practice, and ping me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.